Morning, everyone. Brent Faulkner, Virtual CRR again. This is our fifth installment of Practical Community Risk Reduction or Practical CRR, where we have very short videos, less than 5 minutes, that talk about the importance of community risk reduction, how we can practically apply it, and how we can practically think about it as well. So today we're going to talk about return on investment. What is the ROI of community risk reduction? And I think that all of us can think about a few examples of how there would be an ROI, but hopefully we can outline a few more as well that not everybody might be thinking about. So first of all is obviously the financial, okay? Financial for that individual or that business who didn't lose something, okay? Whether that be a vehicle fire, whether that be a home fire, a business fire, whatever it may be, that is not lost. So you have the return on investment of that property still being there, as well as the business still staying open to provide an income for that person, or as well as taxes for the city, the county, whatever it may be. So there's that obvious return on investment, but there's also the return on investment to the community, okay? Like we already talked about, taxes play into that, but also just the well-being of the community, how safe the community feels because of the services that you provide. That's also a return on investment. Okay, another one that we're going to talk about is lives saved, okay? And obviously we want to prevent death wherever we can, but lives saved also includes now that person doesn't have some type of a permanent disability because of the accident that ensued, because of the fire that ensued, whatever it may be. So there's definitely a return on investment because now that person can continue to take care of their family. There's no added expense for all of the medical bills and lawsuits associated with that as well. So those are other examples of return on investment. Now, the last area that I want to talk about is most important to firefighters, I think. And it's something that is very hard to calculate, but it's also something that I think is absolutely tangible, okay? And that is, as firefighters, we're responding all the time to all of these horrible, horrible images. The return on investment of keeping either the emergency incident from occurring or from having it get too large. Another one is that as firefighters, we're not seeing those horrible things. Now, I realize this is our job and this is our chosen profession. A lot of departments are putting a lot more emphasis on our mental well-being, but it's something that we really need to stop and think about. How can we keep as much of these horrible images away from us? And community risk reduction absolutely helps with that. So as we do these, as we think about return on investment, as we think about community risk reduction and how it pertains to the community, to the business community, we also need to think about how it pertains to us as well. So that mental health is obviously a large part of it. Another one is, unfortunately, I just saw a statistic the other day that 68% of all firefighters will have some type of cancer due to their job. So if we can limit the exposure by limiting the number of responses to fires and to hazardous materials responses, we're going to be lessening the chances of us contracting cancer as well. I have very personal reasons that cancer is at one of the top of my list. One of my very first captains when I came to the jurisdiction that I'm in now died of cancer. One of my first engineers died of cancer within just a couple years of retirement. And obviously for their families that was devastating. So community risk reduction can also help us and our families to be able to lessen those risks as well. Now, when we broaden it out and take an even bigger look at this, by having us around longer, by having our citizens around longer because we mitigated some of these emergencies, think about all of the other things that come along with that. Now those people have the advantage of being able to continue with their families, to be a positive influence or a positive role model to the community that they live in, as well as to their families. These are things that are really priceless. We can't put our money on that. As firefighters, we need to start thinking differently about community risk reduction. We need to look at Yes, it's exciting. Yes, we love serving our community. Yes, we love being in there and making these things happen. But at the same time, it would be much better to be able to prevent these things from happening, to educate our public, to help them to understand what they can do to help out. This was our 5th installment of Practical Community Risk Reduction. I invite you to go to virtualcrr.com to get more information, and we look forward to serving you in the future. Thank you.